Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Crow's Nest UK. Today we are going live with fashion photographer Vincent Dolman.
I haven't
Yeah,
got
I mean, people
anything.
are starting to ask about shoots and stuff again
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But it looks tricky, doesn't it?
I
It's
think it's going to be. I think when hopefully when they sort of change this 1 meter, 2 meter rule to 1 meters, hopefully, before the bars open, the restaurants, and then they're going to
yeah,
do, and then I think, then also when the sort of salons open and stuff like hairdressers and stuff like that, then it makes sense that hair and makeup can go back to work.
yeah,
Because my job's basically we can't. I was going to do a book cover the other day, and it got cancelled because the celebrity didn't want to have hair and makeup done. Do you know what I mean?
okay,
That was the problem. So never mind. But I think next month you'll start seeing some change. I've got a few, like you say, a few things in the pipe, possibly in the pipeline.
yeah.
One job just got put off till 2021. So that's not very good, is it? So we'll see. We'll see.
I mean,
Hopefully regulars will kick back in, and whatever. Yeah.
no, thanks for joining us today, mate. It's
Sorry,
uh,
mate.
it's,
No
it's
worries.
really cool, really nice to sort of give everyone an insight into what you've been up to. I mean, you
Yeah.
mentioned then like the Black Lives Matter campaign. I mean, I've seen you
Yeah.
posted some really cool stuff. So
Yeah.
you were there at the protest, right? And just
I was there. Was it last? I think it was last week, wasn't it? Was it Wednesday and the Friday? I think it was. I can't remember now.
yeah,
But I think it was the sixth. The sixth. Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. It was everyone was wearing masks. It was, contrary to what you hear on the news and see on the telly. It was peaceful,
yeah,
positive, and multicultural. Just a great vibe, really. And then like I said, everyone was wearing masks. And most of the crowd are quite young as well. It's nice and being responsible, really. And I didn't see any trouble. The police were actually, fine as well. They seemed all right. So you've disappeared there, mate.
I am, and I.
Yeah.
Don't know what I've done. There you go.
But yeah, I thought it was quite a positive thing, and I think I'm not gonna. It was going to be tomorrow, isn't it? And then they got the bloody EDL coming down, so I think they've moved it to today now to avoid any confrontation, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see it all kicking off. It's just like
No,
it's just,
I wouldn't.
no,
I
just
don't
just
want to
just
get
dial
into
the
it.
message
I don't want
on
to get
it.
into a Twitter row with the EDL, but they
Yeah.
should just stay at home, really,
No,
shouldn't they? I mean, come on.
I'll just stay at home when they're around. You know what I mean? But
Um,
yeah, and then hopefully today I'll pass peacefully as well, and then and then just keep it going, really. I suppose till some change, isn't it? I suppose.
so, the pictures we've taken and stuff. What was one of your most memorable projects, though?
I think, I mean, the Holding Hands project for me was, probably the most successful project, personal project I've done
Yeah,
because it got published in I think I had to start on Instagram. It's just called the Holding Hands project. It's just a study of men holding hands in India, which is kind of like, it's just a sort of study of masculinity, and it's sort of holding up a mirror to the West, saying, look what we've lost. Because I've been messaged all around the world, actually. I started an Instagram account because it's got published in like 30 different countries. It was ridiculous. When it got an idea
yeah.
first of all, then it became like one of those like news stories you see, you know what I mean? It's kind of, it's all great to see it published in like South Korea, in
Wow.
Germany, France, Russia, everywhere. I mean, all pretty global, actually. So that was good. Did lots of interviews, got nominated for the Pre-Pictet Award, which was great. So, yeah, it's just a study of men holding hands. I think it's quite a beautiful tactile thing. If the people have been to India, they probably would have noticed it. So I kind of noticed it a few times, but then didn't really think to photograph it. And then I was back at home, back in London, looking through my hard drives and just like thinking, oh, what's my next idea, sort of thing. And then just looking for old images, and then saw this picture of a father and a son holding hands, like on the next to the gateway to India. And I was like, oh, what a beautiful image. I thought,
Wow.
right, that's the idea. So a couple of days, just booked a flight, flew out there on my own, and then luckily I've got a couple of sort of Indian photography friends out there, sort of
Yeah.
the assistants and photographers and producers and all that kind of stuff. Because the industry's really kicking off over there. So a good friend of mine, Vivek, he helped me out. We just went around the streets of Mumbai every day for 2 weeks, just basically felt like hunting for people holding hands. Do you know what I mean? So I sort of hide behind a bush because I didn't want to set it up. I wanted to see it, make sure it's natural, and I actually
Yeah.
bought it. Because you don't want to fake anything, so just for your own soul and just for the integrity of the shoot, really, of the images. So yeah, I'd sort of hide behind a bush, and my friend would be like, holding hands coming, holding hands coming. So then I'd start around the back, shoot a little bit, and then I'd go around the front and shoot them. Then they always stop holding hands. So then you explain to them what you're doing, because I think I don't believe in like grabbing pictures of people without sort of talking to them. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you're sort of taking people's imagery and then like not actually explaining what you're doing it for. So I always like to take time to like talk to them afterwards and say, look, this is what I'm doing. You know, take the details, and if they want a picture in the future, stuff like that. But yeah, it was fantastic. It was just great shooting it.
What was the moment that like you're like, actually, this is it, I'm doing it now? Like, because obviously you've kind of put all that graft and grinds in, and then suddenly you find yourself, you know, you got Eminem stood in front of you.
I think it was that era of my career when I was shooting like sort of the old school hip hop. This is probably when I first started out, when I was about 27. Like, so we're talking a long time ago. And I'm 44 now. So shooting people like, you know, Eminem, Ice-T.
Amazing.
I had a cup of tea with Ice-T in the Sanderson Hotel, like really like posh China. And Ice-T said to me, he goes, you on the internet? I was like, no, not really, because the internet just come out. Like, that's how old I am. Yeah. And I didn't really have a website or anything like that. I just like, you know, didn't even have an email address in those days. It was, you know, I was like, if you want me, you call me, you know. But yeah, the couple of times he goes, 200 years ago, you could read or write, you'd be working in the cotton fields. He goes, same thing with the internet. And I was like, all right, I'll check it out. Like little moments like that, and then shooting Eminem. Snoop Dogg was cool, you know. Who else? Guru, all those sort of, you know, old school hip hop lot. Yeah. So that was when I was, you know, really enjoying my job at the time. You know what I mean? Loved it.
That's such an important tact. Which I mean, I always love working with you on set because you know you do that so well, like breaking them down.
Just want to have a laugh.
Really, like, exactly. It's got to get.
I just want to have pump some music, have a bit of fun, and just have a good time. But every now and again, you meet someone who's tricky, and it's like, oh, okay, right, and then you've got to like pull it out of the bag. But you know, most people are absolutely fine. Most people enjoy the whole process of having the hair and makeup done, getting dressed up, and you know, having the pictures done. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So most people love it. So it's great most of the time. But I mean, if you can get past Eminem, I think that's what was good training for me. Because once you've done Eminem, everyone's a breeze. Trust me.
I trained as a makeup artist when I left school at 16.
Oh right.
And I went to college, and then I assisted. But I mainly did it for a laugh, to be honest.
I thought you want to find something that you can have fun with, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I was really into art as a kid, like painting and drawing, and
that's cool.
You know, as all kids are and stuff. But like, I was pretty good. So like, everyone's like suddenly mapping this journey out for me. Like, oh, you're going to go to art school, you're going to do this and learn to paint, and then they spent years telling me I could paint and draw, and I was like, well. And I got really rebellious at 16, really started kicking back. I'm like, well, why do I need to go to college to learn to paint and draw when you're already telling me I can paint and draw? I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go. And I kicked back. But then thankfully I had a really, really nice art teacher. And he took me to the side and he was like, look, you've got to do something artistic. You're really good. So, you know, don't waste it just to piss off your parents. And he sat me down and we looked... Yeah, and we went through this list of things and kind of what you're into, and there was like one of the things that popped in the middle of the list was makeover TV. I really liked watching makeover TV.
Oh yeah, oh right, yeah.
Where like weird. I was a weird child, man. And so then I was like, well, he was like, well, look, there's this cool, you know, and I was like, well, brilliant. Looked into it, and I thought, to be honest, I was going to go into special effects. And film.
Oh, right, yeah, I can see the spectrum to that, yeah.
It was a 2-year makeup course. I did, the first year was fashion, photographic, and then in the second year was special effects and film and theatre. And I was just looking forward to getting to that bit. And then turns out, like, I just loved being around women. At 16, I was in a classroom full of girls, and you know, suddenly like painting women's faces, and it really,
I can see
you know,
why now,
it really got me going, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, and then when we got to the special effects stuff, I was like, actually, this is hard work. Especially it's graft. It's real graft. You know, especially back in the day when I was still, you know, when everything was latex and you know, building models and casting and stuff like that, and then learning the process is like you're working 3 months ahead of the filming schedule to build all the pieces, and then when you're on set, it was like learning things like you're the first one there at 4 in the morning.
Oh
You're
my
the
God,
last
yeah.
one that leaves at like 9
Yeah.
at night, and no one
No,
thanks
yeah,
you for it. I was like, these stories don't really sound very nice.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Painting fashion is women's faces is much easier. So I ended up doing that for a bit, and then learned hair and stuff with a.
Oh, I'm surprised I see you as a hairdresser first, then a makeup artist. Not.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, I
got both really, isn't it? So that's cool.
well, I did. Yeah, I did my diploma in hairdressing, Tony Guy Academy and stuff. Won a few like company awards, salon stuff, and then moved to London. But you touched on it earlier. I mean, so your background, you're classically trained, sort of like dark room printing, the whole lot.
Yeah.
Do you still do any of that now, or are you just solely digital?
No, I shoot some personal projects on film, but digital for me. I like film. Don't get me wrong. I love the whole. Everyone's going back to films for that. But
yeah,
I quite like digital these days. But I like both. Both formats.
What do you use mostly on a
mainly
if you go for a cover shoot?
Sorry.
For a cover shoot, like what are you using for that?
I would shoot digital. I mean, the clients these days want the images. They want to see them there and then. They want them the next day. They want to see it first and next week. With commercial work these days, pretty much most of it's shot on digital. When you're doing an art project, you can put it in the lab and it takes like 3 days to get done, and then you got to, then it's just a longer process. If I was doing like a book or something like that, then I would shoot it on film, where I had my own time. I was doing like a long project. But if I'm shooting commercial clients these days, it's digital. For instance, like you ever shoot a girl on a trampoline. Back in the day, you shoot 5 rolls in film, and you'd wish, you'd cross your fingers, you got the shot.
Yeah.
Whereas now you got the shot. So, and also I've been thinking recently, I do like films, but the amount of throwaway stuff, it's bad for the environment, all the chemicals.
100%.
We used to do a shoot. With every shoot, you'd fill up a bin with like just
throwaway Polaroids. Yeah.
All the Polaroid, all the chemicals. So, I mean, there's that reason as well.
What we're doing at Crow's Nest is trying to, tell that story of how important that your social media is now. Especially since the pandemic. I really think now, like, that's going to be everybody's shop window. It's kind of been going that way for a while, and those of us in the industry have kind of like been aware of that. But I think now that with the pandemic, it's expedited that whole process probably by about 5 to 10 years. And actually now everybody's like, you've really got to nail, that window. It's where people are going to go to come see you now and build that trust in your brand.
Yeah. Well, I think I always find that people who've been in the industry for a long time, they're actually really nice most of the time. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't think if you're an arsehole, I don't think people are going to book you again. Even if you're a big celebrity, if you're like difficult to work with all the time, I don't know. I think if you've been most people have been in a long time seem to be, really cool. Most of them, which is good.
I always find, they know that's actually the best way to get through the day.
Yeah, exactly. It's the quickest way, isn't it? Just get it done.
Yeah.
Be nice. Okay, what do you want me to do? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then the day runs smoothly. When people are really like difficult, it's like, oh god, and then you got a bad vibe in the studio. I've only had that maybe that once or twice, and you've got someone really tricky. But you just got to win them over, haven't you?
I remember when I first started doing music videos, and I went back to them later on in my career, but early on in my career, obviously, I was just assisting or just doing things for low budget and stuff. But there were like new bands coming out, and there was a very popular girl band that's had many, many different girls within it and faces, but I won't name it. But I don't know, maybe. But they're like that kind of stuff. And then, like, there were nights where they'd be arguing amongst themselves.
Oh god, yeah.
And
girl bands are tricky, aren't they?
The shoot won't go on until like
I know.
They've sorted out who's going to stand at the front. And we're all there for like 10 hours, like
Yeah, I'd have that with the Girls Aloud actually. Same thing, same problem. Like, who's at the front? Go on, Cheryl.
You're clearly the best singer.
Yeah.
Who's Like your celebrities. I know you sort of like the hip hop, but like who's your favourite celebrity right now?
Oh, I don't really have a favourite. I'm not really like a big celebrity, you know, although I'm a celebrity photographer, I don't really. I think my favourite celebrity, a tricky one. I don't really know, mate.
Yeah, don't make it sound like I just went off brand there. You're a celebrity photographer. You have to.
Yeah, I know. I know. I like to think celebrities, just celebrities who are standing up for stuff and saying stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like using their platform to like do a bit of good in the world or say something good. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, if you're that famous, like surely you should have another outlet, you know, where you're sort of like, you know, helping the world progress. Really, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.